Big win, Don Wilson here for Top End Menus. Here with Mitch Clarke after the first UFC win. Tell me, how happy are you?
To be honest, words can't describe it. I think everyone kind of saw a little bit after the fight kind of how I felt.
Yeah.
It's like I've said a couple times, it's a lot of redemption. I know I have a lot of people that seem to dislike me. I don't know why, and maybe because someone says I'm a can crusher. But
that wasn't me, I swear.
But you know what I mean? Like I work so hard. I pour my heart and soul into this training camp. I gave up a lot of stuff to do my full training camp at the lab, and hard work pays off, and it's indescribable, basically.
Tell us about the training camp at the lab, because I got to say, you look like you had an extra spring in your step. I don't know, it was the head movement, the footwork. You just looked a lot quicker than you have out there. Do you attribute that all to your time spent at the lab?
Not entirely. Like in between when I was out with knee surgery, I couldn't wrestle or anything. I started going to like a strictly boxing gym at Avenue Boxing. They have great boxing coaches there. Jelena's Mrjevich's out there. And I really picked up my hand speed and my footwork. I really wanted to work on my footwork and just improve as a fighter. And then I took all like that raw dough, raw Play-Doh down to the lab. And there are awesome coaches there. They molded it just a little bit better, and it worked out really well tonight.
Well, I got to say, it definitely worked out really well. And I got to ask, the three-time UFC vet, and you're still not doing this for the fame or the fortune, You're still not making millions of dollars doing this, What does it mean to you to finally get that win? I know it's not the money, it's not the fame. What does it mean to you to finally get that win in the UFC?
More than anything, it's a sense of accomplishment. I set out goals when I started fighting, is to win basically became, I wanted to win a title.
Yeah.
I wanted to get to the UFC, and the last one was get a win in the UFC, and now I have to set new goals, which is always a good thing. Yeah. But it's not all. It shouldn't be about the money. It should be about how you feel about yourself, and being happy. And that's the biggest transition I've made over the past year. Is I want to be a happy person.
Are you a happier Mitch Clarke before the win?
But even before the win, I was a happier person. I've made, I cut out a lot of negative people in my life, and I'm definitely all about being a happy person, and the other thing is no one can take this away from me.
That's true.
And I'm so happy.
What do you talk about your opponent? Definitely a really, really tough guy, John McGuire. Was there anything that he caught you with, hit you with, that you weren't expecting? Maybe the jit's a little bit better. Like, was there anything from him that you weren't expecting at all?
He leaned back, throw the two.
Yeah.
He caught me one. I think that's how I got this one. And like it wasn't like hard or anything like that. It was just like, hey, you got me with that. His grip. He had very, very strong grip strength. I was trying to break his grips. I break a lot of grips.
Yeah.
You're doing judo for years and stuff like that. That thing, I was surprised I was able to kind of bully him in the clinch. Yeah, I did not expect that. Him coming down.
You definitely were the stronger fighter in this one, yeah.
And that kind of surprised me that I was able to move him around and then just stomp the shit out of his feet.
Yeah. Now, how was that? Constantly grabbing back control there, trying to break his wrist. I was wondering, were you going to pull the Roger Huerta, look at the Jumbotron, and try to line up the head with the back elbow?
I didn't even think about it. You know what I mean? I was just thinking I got to break his grip. I got to get my butt on the ground.
Yeah.
I got to get this gypsy off me kind of thing. And that's why that last little melee kind of at the end of the third round, I'm like, I have to put an exclamation on this.
You were landing bombs.
They were hard. But this hand's a little bit,
swollen.
Yeah, a little swollen. So I was looking. I had to put an exclamation point. I passed to side, and I'm like, screw this.
Were you thinking that going in that these last 40 seconds, I need to put that stamp on it?
I think the big thing is I'd spent too much time with him on my back.
Yep.
And that I needed to do something to, just to put the Mitch Clarke signature on it, kind of thing. And I hope I did that.
Well, I definitely think you did. The fans loved it. Last question, does it feel even better and even sweeter that you were able to get that first win in Canada?
It definitely feels good. The fans here were amazing.
Wow.
They were loud. They were cheering for me from bell to bell. The biggest thing is I'm happy to get that win. To be honest, it could have been in Mexico, USA, Croatia. It doesn't matter. But it's a little bit sweeter being so close to home, like to Saskatoon, to Edmonton. just being in Western Canada, it feels so good.
Well, I just got to say, man, I know how much hard work you put in. Been watching you for years. You definitely deserved it. It is great to see. Now, before we let you go, family, friends, sponsors, you want to give a shout out to?
D-Throne, Rev Gear, O'Brien's Financing, Mighty Mouth Guards, Kamikaze Punishment. They sponsored me for this one. Everyone down at the lab, they were great training partners. They took me in. John Crouch, especially. Joe Riggs, another one. He was a good training partner for this one. Everyone down at Frank Lee's, Avenue Boxing, Hayabusa. There's so many people that have culminated to this moment to get me to where I am. They know who they are, and I don't necessarily have to name them name for name, but I'm thankful to every one of them.
Well, I'm thankful too, because it was dynamite seeing you get the win. By the way, make sure you check him out at Mitch Clarke MMA, some dynamite Twitter. By the way, fans, once again, big win, Don Wilson. Mitch Clarke, top MMA news.